I could be really happy in the country. Really happy.
Konstantin Gavrilovich wasn't. He shot himself.
Oh, that's just Chekhov. Everyone shoots themselves in Chekhov.
And they all live in the country.
Yes, I could be really happy here. I could put my neuroses out to grass, hang up my worry beads forever. If this was my cottage, down in the village, they'd call me Philip Sea of Tranquility, Roath. I wouldn't even mind going bald if I lived in the country. I don't think. Oh, it's like an overdose of nirvana. There's not a trace of Valium in that air. They should have a sign when you come off the motorway, no more stress for 50 miles. Do you know, it's no wonder Francis of Assisi ended up a saint. I mean, you can't go wrong. Up to your eyeballs in birds and animals and fields and things. I mean, if he'd had to work in an office in the city like me, he'd have ended up just plain old Frank Assisi, Esquire.
He was Italian.
Have you seen the churchyard? Well, now, I mean, even being dead is more pleasant in the country. Cemeteries stuffed full of yew trees. Yards and yards of the old-fashioned non-plastic daffodils. Squirrels cracking nuts on the gravestones. I mean, it's lovely. And I could really grow old with enthusiasm living here.
You've got a garden at home. You never go in it. You never do anything to it. The only interest you've ever shown for it was when you asked if one could use napalm to keep down undergrowth.
Well, now, be fair, it's minute. It's suburban. I mean, you can hardly get the call of the wild in a window box with delusions of grandeur. I mean, apart from the odd man-eating spider. I mean, in my garden, even the
nettles get claustrophobia, you said.
But I mean this is the real McCoy. Your wide-open spaces, your born-free bit. I mean, my garden, that's like Mother Nature with corsets on.
What? And we're in the heart of the G-string country here, are we?
Well, at least it's a week away from lead poisoning. At least here you don't get mugged twice daily after meals. And the only sex and violence round here is the flowers being forcibly pollinated. Or their idea of a traffic jam is probably a tractor stuck in a cowpat.
There's something you don't like about urban living?
Well, the reason I keep getting nervous exhaustion is scarcely through an excess of Morris dancing. And since I have been ordered to take a rest, it seems to me that a few lowing herds winding slowly o'er the odd lea should leave me with a few dollops of inner calm.
I'm not disagreeing.
I mean, a nice thatched cottage, that is just what the psychiatrist ordered.
Yes, but this thatched cottage is your butcher's, and you said he was a nervous wreck. It's a pity one can't get nature on the national health. According to your theory, if you could just have a nurse give you a couple of trees in a field intravenously each week, you'd be as right as rain. I suppose when we go home back to the big bad city, you could take a picture of a cow with you to ward off evil spirits like traffic wardens.
Yes, but it is lovely here, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, it is. Paradisial. All right.
I think I'll go and explore the village.
Just the 1 pound of tomatoes this week, Mrs. Kingsley?
Oh, yeah, we're off for a few days.
Oh, business or pleasure?
Oh, just plain relief. An overpowering urge to go somewhere with slightly more social activities than shove halfpenny for the over-80s.
Oh, I know what you mean. Villages. The only exciting thing that's happened to me all year was when I fell downstairs and broke my leg. And a small tuna fish. You got anywhere planned?
Oh, yeah, a special treat for the children and an old favourite of mine, Birmingham. My sister's.
Birmingham! They do say the television reception there is marvellous.
No, make that a large. Well, there's something for all the family. My husband gets to drive round Spaghetti Junction on the motorway. And the youngest boy keeps saying he wants to see a vandalised phone box. And as for me, I'm
sorry. Milk chocolate digestives?
Yeah.
Huh. I wish I was going. Stuck here, I get so as I envy people with high blood pressure. Oh, sorry, I interrupted you.
No, I was just going to say, and my sister's promised to take me to a Tupperware party.
Oh, lovely. Mind you, should have heard Mrs. Johnson's idea. She reckons we should all bottle fruit, organise a bring and buy sale, and use the proceeds for a wife-swapping party.
I wouldn't mind paying for that and the rates. Can't see it happening here, mind you. Since the last century, even fertility rights have moved to the suburbs.
Yeah. Is that all then?
Yeah.
Mind you, I think we should all be paid compensation for living in the country. It ought to be like being a one-parent family or having a leg missing.
Yeah, and where the application form says cause of suffering, you'd put excessive peace and quiet and too much grass.
Right, there we are then.
Oh, put that on my slate, will you? I'll set up when I get back, if that's all right.
Yes, of course. Now enjoy yourself and send me a postcard or something exciting, like a traffic jam. Right, sir. And what can I get for you this morning?
Half a pound of farmhouse butter, please, the wholemeal loaf, and some local honey. And a bottle of antidepressants.
Yes, you're right. A week of this place and Job himself would cheer up. And even stop worrying about his boils.
No, you might worry about them on his behalf. Sorry, I speak of Roath of time past.
And, well, what have you been doing?
How was your exploring?
Oh, it's fine. Fine.
What was the village like then? Parley with any natives?
Yes, had a brief chat. About the scandalous shortage of glue-sniffing facilities in rural areas, you know. Things like that.
What?
Discussed the village's amendment to the UN Charter, that it is the basic right of every human being to be entitled to a disco.
What are you on about?
Oh, nothing, no, it doesn't matter. Come on, what about you? What have you been up to?
Just reading, relaxing, that's all.
Nothing interesting happened.
Well, there've been one or two bees. and a flower opened over there in the corner. This is a pastoral idyll, remember, for the relaxing in of, for the doing of nothing in.
Yes, no, I just thought, you know, something might have happened.
We've been here barely an hour. Why does something have to have happened? We're not appearing in the arches.
True. Yes, I think I'll go and explore down the other end of the village.
Oh, sit still. Pretend you're a sunflower.
No, I think I'll go and soak up some more village atmosphere, you know, enjoy it while I can. Good morning.
I do.
It's a lovely day.
Oh, yeah.
It's very quiet. Not many people about.
Not during the week, no. Don't see many people during the week, mind.
Oh, what happens then at weekends?
Bastards with sick gnomes comes down weekend.
You get a lot of that, do you?
Sick gnomes, sick cars, sick wives. They seen the countryside on television, in Ovis ads. They think green looks a nice colour. Never seen nowhere with no parking meters before. So bam!
Bam?
In they come like Mongol hordes with mortgages. If it don't move, buy it. Old villagers never die. They just get gazumped.
Yes, I can imagine.
You put a for sale sign on the bus shelter, you get 50,000 for it. From some half-witted newcomer.
And a council grant to install a bathroom and toilet.
Toilet? Oh, indoor toilets too 20th century for them. Not genuine Elysian. I mean, if it's rural, it has to be rough. That's the charm of country folk, don't you know? They all crap in the nettles.
While whistling Nellie Dean.
Rough and cute. And all of them making earthenware pots. They come down here, townies. They walk up and down the village like they're on a hunt-the-yokel competition. Hem-bob to lean against the stile and look bucolic. And all the straw you can suck.
Shocking.
Where do you live, then?
Oh, just staying over at Honeysuckle Cottage.
16 houses in this village now, all called Honeysuckle Cottage. School gone, post office going, bus by appointment only. If you want to die, you have to do it the next village. Rural, bleeding England. If Constable were alive today, he'd be painting still life.
It definitely does seem disturbingly quiet.
Quiet. Living here's like a dry run for the afterlife. Second homeowners have wiped out more villages than the Black Death. In 20 years' time, going to a village would be like visiting a safari park. People like me will be the last word in endangered species. I'll be on TV documentaries like Disappearing World. Next to all these bastard country lovers.
Yes, but you're not single-handedly responsible for the depopulation of all of rural England.
Well, no, I suppose not.
I mean, you've only been here 3 hours. Societies have to spend a whole day with you before they go into decline.
But, I mean, it's like the Marie Celeste out there. I mean, even the hedgerows have disappeared. And it's all the fault of the sort of people who drive white sports cars, apparently. I went in that church. You know that nice church? God sold it. He had a better offer. The only thing happening in the house of the Lord is that some advertising executive and his second mistress are ripping out all the pews and putting in strip pine bunk beds.
In Bill and Ben, the flower pot men, people sit contentedly in gardens and smile a lot at each other and potter about and look at butterflies and are very happy. Why don't you try it? Relax. Read a book or something.
Read a book? A chance would be a fine thing. The travelling library was scrapped 18 months ago. Gone to join the great fine collector in the sky.
How about the ducking stool in the pond? Is that still serviceable?
Somehow you accept, you know, that maybe about once a week some village in the Amazon will be accidentally eliminated by Western civilization, you know, catching our everyday ailments like the common cold or venereal disease or... But when it's here, struck down by holiday homes, in England's green and pleasant...
I should have brought some biographies of great Welsh arsonists with us to keep you happy. Is this all part of your class guilt bit again? You know, forgive me, O Lord, for I am socio-economic group A1.
Well, yes, in a way. But then, I mean, being middle class is the 20th century version of original sin. I mean, imagine, if Adam had been middle class, now he wouldn't have messed around with serpents and apples. Oh, no. He'd have had the Garden of Eden rezoned for building development a bit sharpish. And stuffed his fig leaf full of the resultant shekels, and let the creation wait till later.
And if Eve had been middle class, she'd have gone private and had an abortion? Philip, responsible for many things you may be, but the fall of man is not one of them.
No, not directly, but then no man is an island, or, as in this case, very few men are a village, and I do think...
Okay. So what we have here is an end of village life as we know it situation. The invasion of the house snatchers, Certificate X, the dreaded clones of the bourgeoisie are on the march again. Well, I'm as sorry as you are. I've read the same Guardian editorials. I, too, would like to be up to my knees in blacksmiths. But it is not my fault. It is not your fault. And we are on holiday.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just was getting depressed. Holidays always do this to me. You see, I only like to go to unspoilt places, but I always think by my going to them, I spoil them, right? I mean, it only takes me to walk past some remote Highland croft. An hour later, there'll be neon signs outside. Coach parties welcome. Strip show on Sundays.
Well, didn't your butcher say something about knowing a farmer round here? A real one? You know, 3 generations of manure in his blood, dropped out the womb with size 12 wellies on.
Mr. Jellop, yes.
Well, why don't you go and see him? Ask if you can play at farmers.
Yes.
You know, muck out a few pigs, breastfeed a few lambs. Speak to Mother Nature on the hotline.
Yes. Yes, I think I might. I think cows and sheep might be my sort of people.
Hello, that was quick. What was the farm like?
Modern. Very modern. The only free-range animal up there was his wife. That farmyard has got more heavy plant and machinery than the British Steel Corporation. And the land is so intensively cultivated that if he'd spotted the dirt in my fingernails, I'd have been crop dusted.
So we've gone off villages and farms now, have we?
Farms? There's not a thing on that place that was in my I Spy book as a kid. Not even a dead butterfly.
Life and all its concomitant manifold wonders is a right old letdown for you, isn't it? If you discovered Shangri-La itself, you're the only person I know who'd want to have it redesigned.
Farmers used to worry about foxes and how randy their bulls were. Do you know what gives him sleepless nights? Acid rain.
Acid rain? What's acid rain?
It's wet and sizzles and falls out of clouds. Country clouds.
Well, that should get rid of the weeds. Why country clouds?
You know those great factory chimneys they have in towns, pumping the yuckies of life up, up and away? Well, they have just discovered that this is where it all lands. Apparently, we are sitting in a giant waste disposal unit here.
Don't tell me. You're getting homesick for lead pollution and muggers.
Apparently, because of this acid rain, all the lakes in Sweden are now dead. All the forests in Germany are now dying. And soon all the fish in Scotland will turn litmus paper red. I mean, no wonder our butcher has tender beef. The cattle spend all their lives marinating in acid.
Are you serious about all this?
I certainly am. Yes, according to Jellop, this acid rain is the only thing that makes radioactive fallout look like the good news.
Well, that must have been nice for you, meeting a rural manic depressive. Like finding a long-lost cousin. What have you been doing, exchanging pet theories about the end of the world?
No.
Not told him your hunch about killer spiders, then?
Ha ha. Apparently the scientists aren't amused. In fact, they're probably buying second homes in the Sahara at this very moment. Jellop says they reckon that this is how human life, such as it is, may one day end.
What, not so much with a bang as a downpour? So, if the Messiah does eventually come, he'll have to bring an umbrella with him.
We are talking about the end of civilization.
Sorry. How long have we got? Can I finish my book?
I mean, I am the first to admit that the countryside is not a pastoral idyll these days. I mean, I know that the average cow contains more chemicals than Crippen ever dreamt of. I know that the job centres are full of unwanted nymphs and shepherds. I realise that wildlife is so rare that the zoos will now soon be putting on exhibitions of household pets. But I did think that the one thing you could rely on in this country of all countries was the rain. I mean, you don't expect to go for a walk and come back with your head looking like a colander. I mean, you do assume that if it is going to piss down, it will do it to British safety standards.
I should have rung the AA. Got you a list of favourite pollution tours for the motorist. Asked for their fully illustrated Doom Watch guides to the countryside.
I mean, I accept there's got to be change in the countryside. You know, I mean, replacing all the grass with concrete, or putting arsenic in the tea of farm labourers. But acid rain, I mean, do you know that in Poland this rain is already eating through steel railway lines?
Look, let's go right up on the moors. Forget about everything and everybody. Let the wind blow through what's left of your hair and pretend that you're Wordsworth on a recce for a poem.
Yes. Yes, you're right. Yes, I was getting bogged down. Do you know that in America, this rain is already stronger?
Philip, I said you're going to get away from it all. Come along. Time to take a walk on the wild side, where the wild thyme still blows. Well, how was I to know?
That is all I needed. I mean, in London, all you do is read about World War III. Out here, they're practicing for it. I mean, how low were those planes?
About a foot, 18 inches.
I know what Wordsworth would have said. I wandered lonely as a Vulcan bomber. Did you see that sheep have a cardiac arrest?
No, I still had my head up your shirt then.
I mean, it is ridiculous. All this concern about rules of the countryside. Don't drop litter. Don't shut the gate. Not a dicky bird about do not carry nuclear missiles on your person at twice the speed of sound.
I don't think they carry live missiles.
Pity no one told the sheep. I mean, national parks used to be for kindly people with hairy knees who were kinky about wildflowers. Now it's full of the Ministry of Defence version of Hell's Angels. At least in my garden all you get is the odd psychopathic wasp. You told me so.
I told you so. You see, you don't so much get away from it all as drag it all along with you.
You haven't finished with your Chekhov, have you?
Yes, why?
No, I just wondered what size of bullet he recommends for depression.
Talk to me now? Ever? Or have I taken up with the only sexually active Trappist monk in Northwest 6?
Of course I'll talk to you.
Hooray! The drive in the car was just terrific. I now know what Norman Tebbit feels like when he's stuck in a lift with Arthur Scargill.
You shouldn't have poured that Singapore sling over Muriel's head.
I knew that was the trouble.
Well, of course that's the trouble. I mean, what else? I mean, that is a reasonably significant event. I mean, they're friends of mine. And Malcolm and Thing, I mean, not Muriel.
Thing?
Pat.
Pam. God, you're sexist.
I just don't get on with Malcolm's women. How can he stand it?
She's very nice.
She's thick, Liz. She got less upstairs than a bungalow. She chose that wallpaper.
I did not throw the Singapore sling over Muriel. She was sitting down, I was standing over her, explaining something, and I accidentally spilled it.
Yes, as I remember, you were explaining that she was the most boring person you'd ever met in your life, bar none. And it was a sort of assisted accidental spill, wasn't it? I mean, everyone was calling you Anna Ford afterwards.
Liar, who was?
Well, Geoffrey, for instance.
Stuff, Geoffrey.
But, I mean, you are a bit violent, aren't you? I mean, fair dues.
What?
Well, you did kick in your husband's car that time, as a matter of fact.
That was not my husband's car. It was my husband's boss's car. My husband was at it, in the back, with his fancy woman. What would you have done? Changed the oil and turtle waxed it?
What was she on about?
Oh, well, she was giving me a bad time about my job. I mean, all right, I work in advertising. Sometimes I push a product that I'm not over the moon about, health or quality-wise. But I really don't see that I have to be hauled before Muriel's Nuremberg trials every time I meet her. Bloody stupid hairstyle, anyway. Fancy looking like Margaret Thatcher when you're only 29 years old.
What did she say?
No, I don't know. Well, we did those chocolate bars. Do you remember? A very successful promotion. According to Muriel, there is hardly a child in her class of 8-year-olds that hasn't got a full set of dentures. Butter, I did. Apparently being in the same room with a pat of butter is enough to give you a cardiac arrest. I was in fear and trembling. You should remember I once did cigarettes.
You didn't.
Don't you start. God, I hate that woman.
Pot of tea be nice, wouldn't it?
Certainly would. I'll do it.
No, it's okay.
I'll tell you what really gets to me about Muriel.
What's that?
She's absolutely right. I think I hate my job. Oh, I think I hate life sometimes.
Ah, well, now you're talking.
You don't ever get worried about your work, do you? In any way?
Well, I don't do any. Actually, I do worry sometimes whether I'm doing enough to keep Napley in his place.
Who's Napley?
My heir apparent.
Roath leads a double life, you know.
Does he?
Yeah. Struck me the other day. There's no other explanation. No one could be as dull and boring as that all the time. Oh, hello, Dylan. Dad here. Is Mummy there? Did you? Uh-huh. Yes. Jolly good. Get Mummy for me, would you? There's a good chap. Dylan, that's a very rude word. A very rude word. You mustn't use... Well, you did hear me say it, yes. But I just called Mummy a bad driver and then I reversed over the hover mower. That was different. Which is as maybe, Dylan, but I didn't leave the hover mower in the drive in the first place, did I? And anyway, I'm an adult. You must never use words like that, ever. I don't believe you. Miss Mountney would never say a word like that. She's a Seventh-day Adventist. Well, I don't know exactly, but they're very good people. They go to church. Get Mummy for me, will you? Don't be tiresome, Dylan. You know perfectly well what a church is. There's one at the end of our road. Just get Mummy. It's a hi-fi warehouse now, I know, but it was a church. That's why it's got coloured windows. Get Mummy for me. It does not say Jesus saith all our videos are guaranteed 12 months. As you well know, that's a bit of an old poster. Now, if you don't get Mummy for me, I'll beat you black and blue when I get home. Dylan, I do not have to give you a potted history of the Christian religion just to get you to bring Mummy to the phone. If you don't get her this instant, first thing tomorrow morning, I'm taking your chopper to the Oxfam shop. Now, I mean that. Don't cry, Dylan. You're a big boy now. Just get Mummy. I'm on extension 713. Tell Mummy to phone me. 713. Little basket. God, I could stake him out sometimes.
Why isn't he at school?
Oh, he's probably burnt it down. Or knifed the teachers. I'm at my wit's end with him. Did you have troubles with yours?
Oh, yes. Well, perhaps not quite to the same degree.
Deborah and I really don't see eye to eye about Dylan. It causes dreadful friction. The atmosphere at home sometimes is appalling. That doesn't help in itself.
No.
Claims analysis. Deborah, at last I'd given up all hope. What? No, of course I'm not going to take his chopper to the Oxfam shop. I just had to say that. Yes, you did. You did. But I didn't use the hover that day. And don't you remember? You'd used it. You just gone over those paving stones and said how good it was. That was the day I pruned the Philadelphus. Well, I'm sorry. I've said I'm sorry. I don't mean you're a bad driver, Deborah, but as a matter of fact, you did leave the hover mower in the drive. Well, of course I shouldn't have driven into it. I'm not trying to get out of anything, Deborah. I just wanted the snotty little bugger to bring you to the phone and he wouldn't. Deborah! Oh, no. I hate life.
Ah, well, now you're talking, Napley.
Morning, Roath. There's the second half of the first quarter's analysis. I did the first half myself, as usual.
Morning, Ruth. You well?
Yes, thanks. You?
I saw Malcolm last night. He sends his love.
Malcolm?
Yes.
And Thing?
No, they've split up. He's with a new girl now, Pat. Or Pam. But she's not as bright as...
Well, she was as dim as a Tok-H lamp.
Yeah. I can't think what Malcolm sees in them. They've just done their place out.
Oh, yes. Nice, is it?
Well, no, it's perfectly dreadful. Quite astonishing wallpaper, sort of midnight blue with multicoloured reflective fragments.
Oh, I know. Asteroid.
Asteroid? That's right, yes, you said. Yes, asteroid.
We've got that in the sitting room.
Morning.
Morning.
Today I'm having lunch with the great white chief. Blanchard himself, would you believe?
Good.
Oh, something big must be in the offing. I've already had a working breakfast.
Have you really?
You know my daughter is to marry and has twins by a pithecanthropoid savage with a Merkin plume.
Oh, yes.
Yes, of course you do. Well, he came to see me at breakfast. Savages proffer gifts when their intentions are friendly. He snapped a lager off his six-pack. Have a drink, Dad, he said. He calls me Dad because he enjoys watching a grown man cry. I thanked him gravely and said I preferred brown ale with muesli. Sarcasm means as much to him as a rainbow does to a warthog. He nipped out and got me a Guinness. Nearest I could get, Dad, he says.
What was he after?
Fatherhood has wrought a sea change. The plume is gone. He's pawned his earring. And he was in the bathroom so long this morning, I think he must be taking washing lessons. Life is overtaking him, all right, as it does us all. He solemnly placed 750 crumpled and grubby pounds on the table in front of me. What's that, I said. Sold me music centre, Dad. The music centre is one of those portable things, about the size of a suitcase. When the peace and quiet in the streets got a bit oppressive, he'd walk up and down with it at full volume. So that everybody could keep abreast of the latest chart toppers free of charge. I think he saw it as a sort of community service. You know, doing his bit.
£750 is an awful lot for a music centre.
What I said. It appears the music centre was not all he was able to sell. There's a dreadful bend in the road where I live, Dad, he said, winking and leering at me. The lorries has to swerve something dreadful and things keep falling off the back of them. So he has amassed this money and he proceeds to put this scheme to me.
Karen says Mr. Blanchard would like a word.
Oh, right, thank you.
Thames analysis. Oh, it's just a sec. Well, he's just here, actually. Yes? Oh, yes, I remember. Yes, well, I'll tell him, Dylan. Yes, he is just here, actually. And goodbye to you.
What did he want?
You know that Waterford glass we gave you when Angela was born?
Yes.
Well, apparently Dylan has just taken it to the Oxfam shop.
Hello, Muriel. How are you? It's Liz here. Or perhaps I should say it's Anna Ford here. Yes, well, thing is, people keep telling me how good this humble pie stuff tastes, so I thought I'd try a basinful. Yes, first off, I want to pay for a new hairdo. For you, you know. It looked really nice, by the way. People were saying. Oh, I don't know. Well, Geoffrey, for instance. Well, look, you know, I'm really sorry it happened. A million apologies. Well, that's good of you. I'm really sorry. I quite agree. I quite agree. One must be responsible for the consequences of one's actions. Yes, you told me about heart disease and butter, yes. And the little girl with the dentures, yes, it's really shocking. Oh, she didn't have heart disease as well, by any... Well, of course, it's not funny. No, I don't know what came over me, Muriel. Well, now, I've thought about what you said, and, well, I've decided to give up my job, so I've got a lot to thank you for. Yes. Well, I'm glad you're glad. Patronising prig. Oh, I do so agree. Well, I'm not sure what I'll do, Muriel, but I'll find something, you know me. Bit of gun running, prostitution, white slavery. You know, selling asbestos-laced cigarettes to the third world. Well, frankly, Muriel, because I have just about had enough. I mean, what about moats in your own black kettles, eh? I look at the youth of today and I remember my own school days. You so very sure you're doing such a spifferoo job, eh? Best days of your life, and they're spent walled up facing some ditchwater dull, platitude-mouthing, narrow-minded failure with a hairdo like a transsexual Brillo pad. You feel good about that, eh? Do you? Well, I'm getting excited, Muriel, because I happen to believe that getting excited is a good thing. I know that you don't, but don't worry. You'll never be in any danger of being either excited or exciting. You are the dullest, most boring and irritating person I have ever shared a planet with. Well done, Elizabeth. First class. Excellent. Well, I bet she really feels apologised too. Oh, God.
And, how's Liz?
Oh, she's fine, thanks, yes. Yeah, she's calmed down a lot these days.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
It's her job she's concerned about now.
Really? I'm going through a bit of a job crisis myself, actually.
Are you?
You don't do any work in your job, do you?
Well, the least possible, I suppose.
But it has purpose, an end product, or service, doesn't it? Your line of business?
Yes.
Yes. what is your line of business, actually?
Insurance.
Yes. Oh, yes, of course, insurance. Oh, yes, insurance. I must have a word with you later. I've just had a most appalling quote for my car.
Oh, yes?
Thought they were offering to buy it when I saw the figure. You see, it's all to do with the scheme of things and whether you feel you're flowing with or against the tide.
In what way?
Well, you live in the West. You have vague feelings of guilt about having all the world's food and medicine and so on. So, to assuage it, you drop a few bob in the War on Want box, and eventually some poor little starving sod in Ethiopia ends up with a bowl of brown rice or whatever and doesn't starve to death until next week. You feel perfectly uja cum spiff and start leafing through video recorder catalogues or planning a winter break in Tenerife or the Gambia. Well, is that the way things should be? I mean, when you're in a restaurant and the bill seems too much, but you pay it anyway, I mean, do you spare a thought for the single parent in Toxteth who has to live on that sum of money for a week? Kids and all. I used to have a patient like that once. Twins, she had.
Dear me.
It was years ago. I used to have to fill in Social Security dockets for my fee. God, yes. Years ago. They were babies then. They'll be signing on now. But you see, my point is that there is nothing like enough guilt. It is a function of guilt to make us put things right. I mean, you should put half your salary in the War on Want box. Do as your guilt prompts you. And I spend my entire life trying to remove guilt. I should be encouraging it. I've relieved hundreds of people of perfectly good guilt for years. I tell you, I feel pretty bad about it. There you are. You see what I mean? And that's just policyholder only to drive.
I have a bombshell, Roath.
Before you tell me...
Yes?
Tell me about the Savage and the £750.
Yes, I will. It'll give me time to collect myself. Well, he looked at me, this alien being. He looked at me and said, "See, Fringy's dead. It isn't the same for us lot like it was for you. See, I'm not going to work, am I? And now we got Bill and Ben, we got to get sorted." Bill and Ben. And it came within a whisker of being Butch and Sundance. Well, he's quite right, of course. He never is going to work. Well, I mean, neither are you, but at least you swung it so you get paid. The 750 is a deposit. He reckons for a cottage in the West Country. I am to pay the mortgage. Well, you'll have to, won't you, Dad, because I'm not going to work, am I? He is, after all, meeting his responsibilities in the only way open to him, by putting the bite on me. 750 is the limit, actually. The police have done an unwelcome bit of road straightening in his area. Now, the prospect of taking on a mortgage at my time of life would be bleak enough. But as this branch is about to be closed down and we're all to be made redundant, it really is a bit of a facer.
Pardon?
I think I've filled this in correctly. It's definitely no extra for Gerald to be a named driver, is it?
No.
No? Oh, well, that's wonderful. It's a huge saving.
Good.
I've sold it all, you know.
Really?
Given the proceeds to charity.
Good.
Oh. Well, I haven't really. It's all stacked up in the spare room at home. Well, I couldn't sell it, you see. It's half Gerald's.
Oh, I see.
But it gives a much better impression, I think.
Yes.
So, how are you? Anything to report?
Well, I'm afraid so, yes. I'm going to be made redundant. My branch is being closed down completely.
Oh, no.
Afraid so.
Well, that's dreadful.
Yes. Yes, it was quite a blow.
How many of you altogether?
It's nearly 50, I think.
My God, it's monstrous. The way people's lives are being ruined these days. I sometimes wonder if politicians realize the full horror of what's going on. The individual human misery, you, your colleagues, the story endlessly repeated all over the country. It's perfectly appalling. I say, it won't affect that policy at all, will it?
I wrote to Muriel.
Did you?
A really good letter. You know, it was the apology of all time.
Good.
I mean, I really had a go on the phone.
Did you?
Oh, boy. But it was an ace letter.
Good.
I mean, you may not find anything else, Philip.
I know.
And if you do, you'll have to work. You must really try and get transferred within the firm. I mean, even if it means Milton Keynes. Why did I give up my job?
Couldn't you get it back?
I suppose I could. If I grovelled to Carter. Another grovelling phone call. Oh, God. Well, let's get it over. That bloody woman.
What woman?
That bloody Muriel. She's why I walked out of a perfectly good job. I mean, what was so bad about it? Either you subscribe to selfish Western capitalism or you go off and you do an Albert Schweitzer number. I mean, what's so bloody marvellous about teaching establishment propaganda in a junior school?
Who are you phoning?
Hello, Muriel. You are a klutz. You are klutz 1. Well, I don't know what a klutz is, but it is not a nice thing to be, and you are definitely a big one.
We're on the high-fiber diet.
Oh, yes. Well, I do that.
Do you really? How do you get on?
Oh, it's all right. Well, it needs a bit of adjustment at first, you know. You tend to steer clear of crowded lifts for a bit, but otherwise I quite like it.
Do you? I hate it. I keep taking people out to dinner. just to avoid another plateful of minced chipboard and black-eyed beans. It's a disaster. I'm nearly at our access limit and Gerald thinks I'm having an affair. I'm dreading tonight. I know he's got a recipe for potato peelings pie.
You are joking.
I'm not. It's one of those wartime books, you know? 4,000 ways with a powdered egg and a carrot top sort of thing. Apparently, as a nation, we were never healthier than when there was rationing. Also, we have to jog now, every morning.
Oh, yes?
You jog, do you?
Well, yes, I do, actually.
Healthy sod, aren't you? No, it's very good. Full marks. It's a guilt, you see. I do find it difficult. You know I smoke.
Do you really?
Oh, don't you start. Yes, I do. It is a partially free country. Also, the other day, Gerald came in when I was having a cream cake, putting a spoonful of sugar in my coffee. I mean, he didn't say anything, you understand, so I didn't have the option of defending myself. He just shot a glance. I mean, I don't even put weight on, but he shot this glance like an accusing lizard. I felt I'd been discovered indecently assaulting a scout troop. I mean, it's a genuine devaluation. Even our guilt is second-rate.
What?
I saw an advert the other day. Naughty but nice, it said, big letters. All it was a wretched cream cake. I mean, 30 years ago, it would have been an undies advert, and there'd be this luscious Jane type hinting at forbidden sexual delights. Well, I don't know about your experience of forbidden sexual delights, but I'm damn sure they're a hell of a sight better than a cream cake. But that is all we are left with. I mean, sex is nothing. Little girls collect their contraceptives at kindergarten and gung-ho, it's off to a life of promiscuity and adultery. I mean, that is the norm. So what are we left with? Gerald and I just don't have that sort of problem. I never look at someone else. So, to make up for the lack of guilt and resentment and bitterness, I have to skulk about in corners with a sticky bun. Have crafty drags in a coal hole. If I phone up to say I'll be late home, it isn't because I'm carrying on, it's just to avoid another go of mixed bean ragu and prune surprise. Well, it's a pretty shoddy way to feel guilty. And in my line, I mean guilt. It's my stock in trade. And it's been devalued. I haven't had any decent, real guilt for years. Naughty but nice. Anyway, back to you. Where were we? Oh, yes. An irrational fear of crowded lifts. Have you always had this?
How's your little boy these days?
Dylan. Little boy. You ever see that film Alien? Where that monster eats everything alive on that spaceship?
Yes.
Well, Dylan's a sort of slightly fiercer version of that. Actually, there's been a great improvement, I'm happy to say. A couple of weeks ago, we had to go to the police station to retrieve him.
Oh, no. What had he done?
He broke this milk bottle.
Well, that's not so serious, is it?
Over this man's head.
Oh, my God.
Well, thank heavens he missed. There's no great harm done. I mean, his intention was entirely clear and direct. Premeditated murder in the first degree. Sometimes I think Deborah and I must have been exposed to some dreadful radiation at the time of his conception. I mean, Dylan's the kind of thing you expect to crawl out of a meteorite and savage Vincent Price. Mostly his aim wasn't up to it. And of course, he's a gifted liar, so we were more or less able to patch things up. Anyway, the upshot was a child psychiatrist. Now he's on a special diet. He can only eat natural, untouched whole foods. No sweets or processed or convenience foods, whatever.
Does he mind?
Oh, he hates it. It cheers me up a lot. I do like to see him suffer, I will admit. Anyway, it's working wonders. It's still the essence of evil, devious, malicious, and loathsome, but all at a vastly reduced capacity. And he sleeps at night, which makes a change from playing Joan of Arc with his sister at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Joan of Arc?
The unfortunate lady was burnt to death. That's a bit Dylan-like. Anyway, touch wood.
Well, I hope the improvement continues.
Thank you, yes. So do I. Harm Alive claims analysis. Oh, yes, is that our multi-policy super plan? Oh, yes, well, that would only apply in the case of loss of both limbs, death or paralysis. Oh, yes, including act of God. Our motto is, if it isn't an act of God, it hasn't happened. Yes, not at all. Goodbye.
Pop off, Napoli, will you? I need a safe house.
Oh, of course.
Not to be disturbed, keep people away. What time's Roath due?
About now.
Oh, good, that gives me a couple of hours. Okay, thank you, Napoli.
Right.
Absolutely sacrosanct, you understand, none shall approach.
Right.
Jolly good. If Karen asks, you saw me leave the building.
Yes.
Hello, Juliet, Dad here. No, it's all right, I'm in the office. A private office. We can talk. Haven't said a word to your mother, no. But as you haven't told me anything, I couldn't have. Well, how's everything going? Oh, Juliet, no. Oh, no. Oh, God. I want to talk about it on the phone. That way, when I burst into tears, you won't be able to see him. Well, I don't know what to say. In my time, you just got married and that was it. The end of everything granted, but you accepted that and stuck it out. Trouble with you lot is you've all got it into your heads we're here to enjoy ourselves. We're not. Life starts out pretty ropey and gets gradually worse. Once you've grasped that, it's not quite so bad. Well, please don't say anything to your mother just yet. I couldn't face being blamed for that as well. Oh, come on, Juliet. You know damn well that everything that's happened since 1952 has been my fault, including Suez and Harold Wilson. It's my fault Miranda's marrying the last of the Mohicans. It's my fault my grandchildren are called Bill and Ben. It's my fault Edmund's a junkie. I just can't face going home guilty of breaking up your marriage as well. Of course I'm going to say that. You don't stick to things. We've still got your embroidery on the bedroom wall. The one that says, it's a long lane that. You never got past grade 4 on your piano. That was something else I got the blame for. All right. Well, look, let's have a drink after work, shall we? About 6. Yes, all right. Bye.
Road. Morning, Napoli. You can't go in there, Road.
Nothing stupid, Napoli. It's my office.
What's the matter with you? You're damn near on time. What's the matter with you? Had a brainstorm or something?
Arm alive for claims analysis. Only in the case of loss of both limbs or death. Not at all. Goodbye. What's the matter with the old man?
His elder daughter wants to leave her husband.
Good Lord. How do you know?
I listened on the extension.
Oh, yes. People don't stay together these days, do they?
No.
Seems everywhere you look there's divorce.
Everywhere. My sister and her husband decided to separate and they live in Welwyn Garden City.
Oh, well...
Well, in their case it was different because they decided to separate in May and they booked a holiday in July. 3 weeks in Tenerife. And they couldn't get their money back.
Oh, dear.
So they decided to go anyway.
Ah, and they got back together again.
Oh, no, they had a hell of a time. Fought like cat and dog the whole 3 weeks. Starting in the air terminal.
Good Lord.
But they wanted their money's worth, you see.
Philip, look. Just look at those profiteroles. God, I'd love some of those.
You haven't had a starter yet.
I know, but I lust after those profiteroles. However, I shan't. I will be strong.
Do you fancy the waiter?
What?
The waiter, the one over there. Could you find him attractive?
Could I?
Yes.
Well, yes, I suppose so. You know, if he's got a nice nature and a beautiful soul and...
And?
Thick black hairs all over his chest.
Let's say you had a plate full of profiteroles.
Oh, yes, let's say that.
And then went to bed with the waiter.
Pardon?
Which would make you feel the more guilty?
Oh, the profiteroles.
Really?
Well, of course. Going to bed with waiters doesn't make you fat, does it? In fact, rather the reverse. Why do you ask this curious question? He's not an old friend you owe a favour to, is he?
No, it's a theory of Simon's. Apparently our guilt has become second rate.
Really? Oh, by the way, I'm going to see a new psychotherapist.
Are you?
Tomorrow. Have you ever wondered what Simon's like with his other patients?
No, the same, I suppose. Why?
You know, you're right about that waiter. He's really rather tasty. Oh, I love those white nylon shirts.
Do you?
You can see all his fur through it. He's got an ingot. I knew he would have.
Shall I go, you know? I mean, I don't want to cramp your style in any way.
Don't be silly, Philip. Of course you can't go. It's your turn to pay the bill. You can go then.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, madam.
Oh, hello.
Now, you've had an unfortunate experience in therapy before, haven't you?
Yes.
Which still causes you some anguish.
Very much so.
Well, now, I'd like you to tell me all about it, Maureen.
Marilyn?
Marilyn, yes. In your own time, just tell me everything.
Well, it started about the 3rd session. He suggested that what I needed was surrogate sex therapy.
Surrogate sex therapy?
Yes.
Yes. What does surrogate mean?
Substitute.
Oh, yes. You mean he was suggesting himself as the substitute?
Oh, yes.
Good Lord. Good Lord. And what, you were alone in a consulting room?
Oh, absolutely. Alone in the house. His receptionist had taken her son to his grade 4 piano exam, the Moonlight Sonata, and his housekeeper had to spend the afternoon in her home because they were coming with the carpets that day. Oatmeal Berbers, but they couldn't give a definite time. Oh, yes. I was quite alone with him.
Dear me, dear me. Well, just tell me what happened.
Well...
you can tell me anything, absolutely anything. I won't be shocked, I'm quite unshockable.
Well, I had sex with him there and then.
Good Lord. No, I quite see, I quite see. You felt that was the only course of action under the circumstances.
Oh, no, I fancied him dreadfully. I mean, he really is amazingly attractive.
What?
He's got really beautiful eyes. Oh, his eyes just wipe me out.
But your husband, your children, didn't you think of them?
Well, not while we were making love.
I'm sure you know what I mean.
Well, I thought of me, really. I'm 40, you know. I thought of Donald and the kids for nearly 20 years. It was very liberating in a sense. Admittedly, it was disappointing when he tried all that surrogate sex therapy tosh. I mean, to be frank with you, all he had to say was, "How about it?" Basically, I was so infatuated with him
I thought all this was causing you a great deal of pain.
Well, it is. He doesn't want to see me anymore. He's taken up with a Goanese lady with a caste mark and a status complex. I'm tortured by images of him lasciviously unwinding her sari.
I see. You don't have any feelings of guilt?
Well, frankly, no. I was quite clear about what he wanted. And Donald doesn't make love very much.
Oh, I see.
Well, not to me, he doesn't. And I'm perfectly certain my daughter's far more sexually experienced than I am. Her bedside cabinet's so full of contraceptive devices, you'd think she was doing social work in Calcutta. Also, I will admit, I do have what I call my brief encounter complex.
So, brief encounter?
Well, Celia Johnson gets up my pipe a bit in that, you know. If you had Trevor Howard after you, would you turn him down?
Ah, well, Trevor Howard.
Well, in your case, Jane Fonda or whoever.
Oh, well, yeah.
I've got it on video. I scream at her. "It's Trevor bloody Howard, you dozy moo. Get in there." Trevor Howard.
Yes.
Just an armchair reaction, of course.
Oh, yes.
But it does reveal a degree of desire for excitement or something.
And your husband has affairs, does he?
Oh, always has had.
How do you feel about that?
Oh, perfectly bloody.
Well, don't you think you should do something?
Well, do what? Divorce him and lumber myself with the kids and the mortgage? Spend the rest of my life suing him for unpaid maintenance? Well, he's always very contrite afterwards. We go to places again, have some sort of fun. He loves me, I suppose, in his feckless, useless sort of way. So we jog along. Now, I think that there is a sexual difference here, however much we wish there wasn't. I think that women tend, by and large, to want monogamy, but the number of faithful men can be counted on the fingers of a sawmill operator's hands. So, I have sort of decided to live in the world as it is.
Yes. I see.
Sort of hazily, your eyes, aren't they?
I think this is brewed now.
Truly good.
Do you have milk?
Yes, please.
Sugar?
Oh, no. I really mustn't.
It's a quite extraordinary period. This place is to be shut down. I don't suppose I'll have any future. My younger daughter's marrying the only Cro-Magnon man left still wandering around. My grandchildren are called Bill and Ben.
Why did he call them that?
How should I know? I'm just terrified they'll have a daughter later, and he'll call her Weed. He might. But it's Alice, you see. It's my wife is the trouble. I don't think she blames me, really, exactly, logically. She just feels that everything's going wrong, and it must be someone's fault, and I'm sort of there.
Yeah.
Well, it's a curious thing, this belief that everything's going wrong.
Is it?
Well, it's always going wrong. That's the norm. Yet generations of people continue to be surprised at it. Take my life. I first saw the light of day when Wall Street crashed. I grew up in a depression, hunger marches, poverty, unemployment. Then came a world war just to ginger things up a bit. immediately followed by austerity, which dragged on all through the 50s, luminous socks and Lady Docker notwithstanding. Then came the swinging 60s, where we planted all the trouble we're reaping now. Poverty, unemployment, death of the health service, Muzak, acrylic velvet, and Richard Clayderman. Now, where in that melancholy catalogue of misery is the slightest evidence to suggest that everything would ever be hunky-dory? Nowhere. I faced the works in my time, Roath, from falling hair to errant children, from disappointed ambition to midriff bulge. I'm a map of middle-aged melancholia. In short, the very picture of normality. Now I've got to tell Alice that Juliet's thinking of divorcing Stephen. Oh, well, we must have our ups and downs in life. Remember the old saying, it's a long lane, that.
Everyone's marriage is breaking up. That's been the topic at work.
Well, ours both did. Was yours just the infidelity?
Well, I just couldn't cope with the all-embracing selfishness.
I know.
And I mean, she was selfish as well.
I don't know too many successful marriages. Apart from Simon and Gerald.
They fight all the time.
Well, I know, but not seriously.
No. Oh, yes, how did you get on with your new psychotherapist?
Well, I'm not sure.
How do you mean?
Philip. What exactly does surrogate mean?